Okay, so originally this video was like 40 something minutes long. I was riding, so I don't think y'all really want to see a lot of that. The big thing I was going to talk about on here was getting a new bike. But I was going to say the big thing is getting a new bike, the gear, gloves. I was going to talk when you see it on here. I have some new boots that I talked about last time, the Sidi, SIDI, CD. They were super tight. I've worn them a few times, kind of worn in. They're not as tight as they were the first couple times. So that was something that I regretted buying, I guess, at the beginning and putting on. But after 4 or 5 rides, they've kind of started to loosen up a little bit. So, but this video is pretty long. The gist of it is, buy within your price range and sit on the bike. You don't need a 1000cc bike or anything above that. But enjoy the ride. Some of the camera view I fast forwarded, but that's basically where I'm at right now with this video.
So I bought my bike from Kemp Power Sports in Austin, and I don't understand how those guys are making money, because their helmets are down to like 100 and something, 190 bucks, $180. I've seen some down to like 120 something, and I'm like, these are $250, $300 helmets. And I don't get how they're making profit, unless their profit is like super marginal. But they have to pay their techs, full time. They're not on commission, I don't think. Oh shit, there's like 15, 18 wheelers here. I think I've kind of gotten the hang of my boots. Not really 100%, but I've gotten pretty close to what I want. Okay, let's see if I can get this itch. I got plenty of time. Shit, can't get to it. Got to it. Okay. All right. See if I can get through here. So, like I was saying before, I got my motorcycle there at Kent, and I mean, I got it for a pretty good deal. And I just saw a guy got a 8S, and he got it from Kent also, but he got like a ton of stuff on it. He got muffler, he's got the crash bars, or crash sliders, and I'm like, he had to have paid over 10 for it, but he said he got a really good deal. And so I'm like, how are these guys making money, Like, all these other dealerships aren't making any really good deals, and these guys are like, hey, we'll take $2,000 off the top. Anyway, so I got some gloves. I don't like the gloves because it doesn't have the pinky slider protection, but the other gloves are way too tight, too hot, and I'm just kind of like, I needed something that was a little bit bigger, cooler, but now I don't even know what my freaking hand size is, because these gloves are extra large, the other ones are medium, and I know they're supposed to be tight, but these are a little too big, but at the same time they're not like extremely big. And it's hard for me to ride on my tippy toes. That's something that I am trying to get used to. Or the balls of my feet, not tippy toes, sorry, balls of my feet. When I was on my R1, I was young and unexperienced, and I rode probably the palms of my feet, or the center part of my foot, both pegs, and always covering the brake and the clutch. like I said in the class, they said, hey, you gotta drop the clutch, you gotta drop both brakes at the same time, and you gotta pull in the what is it called, the clutch lever. And I'm so used to that old school kind of thought process. And then with my Cruiser, they said the same thing. So I need to get around these people. The question was like new riders, right? What should they get? And I think a new rider should definitely get something between 750 and 500, right? Like a 600, 650 is, I think, well good enough for any rider. 1,000cc bike, there's no, an H2, like you're just, like I put yourself in so much fucking debt for no reason. I don't know. And then, what was the other thing? I talked to a lot of. That's the only thing about these boots, man. I get stuck between first and second, getting that neutral. I can't find the neutral on the day-to-day, but sure as shit when I have these boots on, I can find neutral every time, and right in the middle of an intersection, trying to take off. Kind of annoying. Oh man, there are fucking shit tons of light traffic. What time is it? It's 1:30. Shouldn't be this much shit. Gotta get through this. So, you know, it's crazy. It's February in Texas. It's like 73 degrees or 71 degrees today. And, like, I never really said, hey, listen, you know, global warming, blah, 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 but what the fuck? Like, it is super warm. And then this weekend it's supposed to be high 70s, but of course I work. I hate jobs that have to work on the weekends, man. Wish there was a job I could work during the week, 4 hours every day, and then just go home, relax, you know. I would even say getting up and working at 6 o'clock in the morning and getting off like at 12 or 11 would be nice, you know. Go to sleep for a little bit, go do whatever I want to go do during the day, and then, oh, here's my exit. But I don't know. I just don't know. I can't find a job like that that pays at least $20. That'd be ridiculous, right? $20 an hour. But I just wish I could find something that was during the week, 4 hours, not high impact, and then I don't know where this guy's going, but I'm going. Okay, let's see if I can remember this River Road thing. I haven't been out here in a long time, so I don't remember the ins and outs. Going to 306. Road closed when flashing. I will show a video soon of me cleaning the chain and doing my own oil. I just want the first one to be done by the dealership, especially if I'm going to sell the bike. I think I kind of want to keep everything for the warranty. I just don't know how the warranty is going to work. Yeah, man, this house was almost $500,000 for this small ass house. What kind of shit is that? What was that? Shit. Well, we'll figure out if we pop the tire or not. I don't know what the fuck that was. I ran something over. Whoop, 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 whoop. a little biker. She's cute. Okay, it says slow down. Let's get down to third. See if we can do this without braking too much. About a throttle brake. Man, it looks so nice out here. Jerry's Rentals. That's what I should be doing. I should be on a bicycle, not a fucking motorcycle out here. It was gorgeous out here, man. Anyway, so the guy was asking me, hey, what bike should I get? And I was like, you really, first you need to sit on the bike, right? And he wants a sports bike. Cruisers are probably a good little starting point, a little small little cruiser, 250. And I was like, listen, if you want a sports bike, I would definitely get a, what is it called? Oh look, some more Harley. Brother! Oh, I'm gonna come up to this little spot right here. Okay, so I was with a group of people a long time ago. We were riding. And we stopped right here because it's an open little area. Like right here, we stopped. And this dude comes walking up like, hey, you can't stop here, it's private property. You fucking bikers always leave your goddamn cigarette butts and everything. And we were all the way at the end, like over here, right? Like, we weren't even anywhere near his little area. And I was like, there's nobody fucking out here, dude. Like, calm the fuck down. But he got all pissy. And so one of the guys that was smoking was like, fuck you, and then threw his cigarette out at him. And then we all drove off. He's like, I'm gonna call the cops, and I was like, calm down. There's literally middle of winter. Nobody was out here. We're just riding to ride. And he got all butt hurt. I don't think this is where I was going. I think this is River Road. This is not Bear Creek. That's where I was trying to go. Do not enter. Ooh, that bump hurt. That's the thing I give it on the A. When you're on A versus C, A won't, it gives enough power, a little bit of extra power that you won't, what's it called? You won't stall even though you're in high third gear, and you should be in second going at a low mileage. Oh, there's some people here. See, there's people that live here, lucky, right? But at the same time, it's a long ass drive, and then when it's summertime and it's super busy, you're like, I don't want to be the fuck out here just going to get groceries for the week. Super packed. This road is just jacked, man. Try not to hold the freaking handlebars that much, but damn, man, my wrist is killing me. So he was asking me, you know, like, I really want a sports bike, I really want this, you know, what should I get? And I said, well, I think the S or even the R, Suzuki is a good spot. The 800 Ninja, or 600 Ninja, sorry, 600 Ninja 650 is a good. CBR 650 is good, you know, depending on the money that you have. And it's just kind of one of those things, like, you got to sit on the bike, see how you feel. I know that y'all are like, oh, CF Moto, but because I always talk about it, but I told him, I was like, always get on CF Moto. The downside behind the CF Moto, there's no market for it on the outside, right? So if you take that bike, you put a couple thousand miles on it, nobody's gonna buy that bike from you. Like, be really somebody that's like, hey, you know what, I'll pay like $2,000 for an $8,000 bike, and you just lost $6,000 in equity right there. Now every bike's going to lose a little bit, right? 20 to 30%. You calculate it in there. If my bike was 10, I'm going to probably get 7, maybe 6,500 for it. And it's just it's an inevitable thing, right? Like eventually this bike will not be one of those like Ducatis number 27 where it's like 100-some-thousand with 15,000 miles on it or something. It's not going to be that. It's going to be a mass-produced bike, with sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't kill myself here on these turns. Man, when I was younger, I would take these bends all over the place, like I would be curving, leaning, and I'm barely leaning. I'm freaking out. Okay, so there's some deer signs that are here because there's deer crossing area because they're coming off the hill. And this lady's like, why don't they move the deer signs so they're not in the middle of the road? And like, the signs are there to warn you that the deer are crossing here, not that, hey, deer can cross here. So how about you move them? Not like that. Anyway, so I think as a starter, somebody that's starting out for the very first time, I think you should definitely, 600 is something to grow into. You don't really grow out of. And if you get 1,000 cc's, I mean, you're at the pinnacle. I would never tell anybody to get a liter bike or 1,000 cc's whatsoever. Man, you really got to pay attention on this road. Oh. See? There you go. No, shit. Oh, my hands were not in the right place for this stop. Fuck. Ooh-wee. Tell you, man, my right arm is just killing me. I don't know what it is. It was hurting earlier, but now it's really hurting. Anyway, so a lot of issues with some of the bigger bikes. Like you're gonna get your money back for it, but you're probably gonna crash it. I've seen this guy, I guess because now my algorithm said of it, this guy has gotten so many bikes that have been crashed out, and so he's gotten a lot of bikes where they've been crashed, and I just don't see why you would get these liter bikes. And they're all liter bikes. I think every single one of the bikes that he's restored or tried to fix are all liter bikes. They're not like 600s or 250s, obviously, right? He doesn't want those, but still, I'm pretty sure there's some 600s, 400s, 750s that have been crashed, but all the bikes that he's been, maybe that makes sense, right? Like he doesn't want those shitty small bikes. He wants the bigger bike that he can definitely held up. That's nice. It was sitting for 2 weeks, not started. And I promise you, my other bike that I had was the Cruiser. If it had been sitting for 2 weeks, man, it would definitely be. Sorry. It was carbureted, so it wouldn't have started. No freaking signal out here. That's what I liked about AT&T. I could get signal out here. Verizon, ain't no fucking signal out here. So, but yeah, that's the thing I would say for somebody who's getting a motorcycle for the first time. Just get a 750 to 600, 500 cc bike. They're cheap. If you really want to go cheap, I would do CF Moto, and you can. You're just not gonna be able to resell it, right? But they're fun little bikes. $8,000 probably walking out the door. 9, and it's just kind of up to you on what you want and what your price range is. That's the next thing, right? What's your price range? Because these Suzuki's, you could probably walk out 12,000 textile license if you lucked out like me. 10. You tell them, hey, listen, I can't do any financing. Can only do straight cash. They'll probably give you a deal like they did with me. But I don't know if I really got a deal, right? Like they did 10,000, and I'm gonna stop wasting gas. So I would say definitely get something that's inside your price range and not go for like the fancy, like flashy bike. Now, this is what I laugh about, right? You sit there and you get a motorcycle, pay 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, even $15,000 for a bike, let's say. Then you go find the cheapest Temu helmet that you can find to protect your head. Like seriously, buy a lesser expensive bike, buy a higher brand, higher up there helmet, and is he about to change? Nope, there's like a bunch of cars coming. And then get some nice gloves, get a jacket. Spend that extra $1,000, $2,000 on the gear that you're going to be riding. I got some pants. They're supposed to be abrasion resistant and scratch resistant, yada yada. And I just don't know if they really are, or they're going to be. And I'm hoping not to test it, right? But we'll find out. Oop, I think a brother's behind me. Brother. Yep, there's a brother behind me. So, but use the gear, right? Get a nice jacket, get some really good gloves. There's some Italian gloves, 5, I think it is. Those I'm waiting to get a couple more paychecks to get that in. And then, what was the other thing I was going to say? And then get a really good helmet, like a really, really good helmet. Like I cheaped out on my helmet at the very beginning because I didn't want something super expensive, and I was gonna get these little Cardo things. And once you put those headphone set pieces in, they're in there, right? Like they're solid. They ain't going nowhere. And so I was very much like, my next thing is those 5s, gloves, and then the really expensive helmet, and something that isn't too loud. Oh shit! We're started.
So the end of the video here, I just want to kind of go over. I have you watching this video. I have these pants. I can't remember who makes them, but I'll put them on the next one. They're very comfortable. On my size, I love them really tight. They're really loose. I'm a big guy, but they're very loose and not tight at all. Like I said before, the boots were seedy. Breaking them in, oh man, I really didn't want to put them on ever again. But I was like, I need to keep on putting them on. And the gloves, you kind of saw them for a second. Those I got from a Ducati store nearby that they had some nice gloves because my kid wanted some too. So I was like, well, let me try these. They're really good. I just don't like that they don't have the protection on the pinky. That's something I have my original gloves have, but those gloves are just too tight. And I'm pretty sure wearing those other gloves, in and out should work fine. And the Suzuki 8R, I barely even talked about the bike. I've just been riding it. It's really comfortable. It's a really good bike. The seat did take a toll on me for a little bit, but after 150 miles, you got to stop for gas anyway. So it's kind of one of those things that you just have to do. But I want to appreciate those people that stayed behind and watched the video. Thanks. Appreciate you. Bye.